Hi, chat. I think that's probably my favorite song on the Minecraft Jukebox. Definitely no one heard me placing down the jukebox. Anyway, just stop that. Hello, apples. Hello, anyone else who might be lurking. So, today, yeah, just doing something a little bit more laid back. I actually haven't decided what I'm going to build today, to be honest. I was just kind of in the mood for building something. Maybe I'll work on this town a little bit more. Still a work in progress. What's this sign say? Oh yeah, this is where the iconic building goes. My plans are very descriptive. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to build. You know, I don't need to like push myself. I can't think of anything today. I was thinking something maybe a little bit more landscapey today, to be honest. In fact, I actually did kind of have another idea. Maybe I'll go try this. I actually need a good space for it though. Maybe over here. Actually, maybe work. I could add some stuff to this. I just have a lot of builds that I just kind of mess around with until I'm done, and then I just I don't touch them again. I'll just end up being happy with them, and then I'll just not touch them. Like this one in here. That one's a classic. This one's old now. It's been around for a while. And this was pretty recent. This cave was pretty recent. What? Maybe I'll play around with the block palette for a bit. I haven't really come into the stream with a plan like I normally do. I'm kind of thinking, what's some blocks I don't use often? Let's just pick out a couple weird ones. Could use some orange, like some resin. I also don't use purpur very often. I could mess around with purpur and just see what I can do. I feel like that's gonna drive people insane. Yeah, maybe we'll just do more on this. This is pretty chill. Oh, we designed a nice building for this corner. I'm thinking, what would be next door to a bank? Um, you know, probably something pretty nice. Let me just kind of look at the space for a bit. So we got the bank here. Got the police station, jail. The jail and the police station right next to the bank would be kind of funny. But I don't know if that would look right. And I probably wouldn't be able to make it look like a jail from the outside while keeping with kind of the idea of everything else. But as funny as that is. Honestly, I think the end right here might be a parking garage. Because it wouldn't be that crazy to make, but I think would just kind of add some like life to the city if there was a parking garage over here. You know, it wouldn't be crazy, but maybe I'll run this side or something. I don't really have a good idea for iconic building right now. I just feel like something that's like this city's equivalent of like the New York building that I forget the name of. for some reason. The why I cannot I why in the world can I not think of that building? Am I crazy? Why can't I think of this? I feel like this has just been wiped from my memory. I can think of so many iconic building names, and that one I just can't. The tall one. Yeah. It's not the Chrysler building. What's the one sec? Prominent buildings, New York. Why can't I think of this? It's just crazy to me. I see pictures of it and I can't find the name. I feel like I'm being like tricked or something. Why can't I find the name of this building? It's not Rockefeller Center. Am I crazy? No, this is the picture. What is it? I give up. It's the one that everyone knows about. The famous one. There's so many pictures of it and I can't find the name. Empire State Building. That's something. I don't know why I couldn't think of the Empire State Building's name. That's a horrible sign for how well I'm gonna function mentally this stream. That was like 2 minutes of me trying to figure that out. Alright, so whatever it is, I need to make it probably a little bit more colorful than this building. Or at least not this color. This could be a good spot for the pink building. I was thinking of making something with one of these materials. Maybe that. Because I like having a little bit different colored buildings here and there. See, what other colors are there? I could go kind of orangey with some of that, some of that. Maybe terracotta. Actually, terracotta as a main block could be kind of interesting. A little bit of this. We don't need to go that bright orange. Like, how about like this block palette? Where's the range here? Where does this go? There it goes there. Like, that's not a bad color palette. Glazed terracotta, perhaps? Yeah, we can mess around with some glazed. I have wanted to work in some glazed terracotta to some stuff. I mean, this is definitely the easiest to work into anything. It's actually a very nice one. Yeah, maybe I'll try and work in glazed terracotta just for fun. Actually, did I put glazed terracotta over here? No, I thought I did. Yeah, I'll try and work in some. Yeah, I think an orange building, though, would look nice, though. Maybe with this is the main color, and these are the kind of worn bits, and these are the kind of crumbling, but actually, this also can go in here. So that would go, if I want to make this a proper color palette, right there. It's like halfway between those two. This isn't like a perfect line between these two colors. It kind of like bounces around, but these are just the ones that look good next to each other. So when I have a block, I can be like, okay, if I go one this way or one this way or whatever I need. And maybe I should at least put these on the board. That one's kind of adjacent to that, I feel like. Those are just like practically over here in how bright they are. Holy cow. Actually, I don't even need these ones on the board. I'm not using that. Is there anything else I could use? Can carved pumpkin be used? Maybe. We'll pop it down like right here, just in case. I also was considering I could go something like this. But rock, let's see. I never really noticed, but rock hopper and resin both look like orange cobblestone. They do. They are very similar. There's a lot of cobblestone texture things. Like, where's a few of the ones I'm thinking of? These are the ones that come to mind when it's like cobblestone texture. They're all basically the same. I mean, endstone, of course, because they're just inverted color cobblestone. There you go. Let's clear my inventory. I just need a good shape. And we'll start with this. This will be our main. Oh, I need an accent, actually. I've used a lot of the brick, so I don't know if I want to go to that. I don't really know what else I'd do. Could actually do jungle plank. Could look like a just different tone of brick. Yeah, like that's different enough that that could be an accent. And it doesn't need to look like super nice because it's still a city and it's worn. So I mean, I don't need to like make it like immaculate. I could also go with some of this. Or I could always go both as well. Oh, actually, this would look really nice as like a war. It's like actually an extension of that. I like that. So maybe I should go in a different direction with the support colors. No, I'm not doing that. As tempting as purple is. I could go white. It's kind of interesting. But I feel like gray, or at least a little more dull, might be smart. Oh, what about basalt? Too dark. Too dark. I'm actually kind of liking this. It's a little bright, so I'd have to put in some other colors to dull it down a bit. But I like the idea. Acacia logs. Yeah, we've got those right here, though, as part of like the main color. I need a second color for the accent. Almost like how I have, these are like the orange bits, and then this is whatever color I figure out next, is all of this granite. I just need to figure out my accent. I don't know if it's that bright of a white. I don't want to go too boring. Actually, what am I talking about? This is literally a city building. Like, boring is kind of its thing, and then I spice it up by making it in ruins. So boring is perfectly fine for this. Though, I don't know if this will look right. No, too close. I actually think white might work. Hmm. Let's get out a little bit of this. Hmm. I feel like I want a corner. Oh, they look like basalt but bright. Oh, you mean like with bark. Oh. Yeah, that could actually look really nice. I actually really like that. Yeah, maybe we'll go with that instead. Because there's quite a few things I can use for texture. Because I can also mix in some of this as like the ruined bits to make it look more worn. Magenta glazed terracotta. You know what? Just for you, I'll put some in somewhere. I don't know on this build, but somewhere. I'll try and work it in. Alright, I think I've got the plan then for this building. So we don't need that anymore. If any build I could put magenta glazed terracotta in, it's this city. Let's see. I need one of my test blocks. Which one's more similar? Dark. So I'm thinking corner entrance. And then maybe like that size windows. I despise magenta glazed terracotta, and Disco knows that. That's why he's suggesting it. It's my least favorite block in the entire game. But it has its uses. As much as I hate to admit that it has its uses, it does. Maybe not an apartment building, to be honest. I could go with a shop here. It's so bright with the test block, but it's gonna be dulled down to this soon, so it's fine. Maybe like a clothing store could actually be really cool. I actually just had an idea, and it involves going away from orange. But if I go crimson, I go white. No, we'll do that for a different building. We'll stick with this for this building. It's gotta fit next to the bank is the issue. What if I actually set this back a little bit? Oh, this could have a restaurant. Oh, wait, what if it was a restaurant? Because I actually like the idea of it being a little bit back, like maybe starting here. It crosses through there. Oh, that's perfectly lined up with that building. I don't know how I... Oh, actually, that looks nice. That looks nice. This may reduce the amount of buildings I can fit in this area, but that's okay. You know, if I ever want to add more, I can always make the street longer. And always change things. Okay, we'll do maybe a corner like that. Yeah, something like that. Building idea back alley nightclub. Well, I've got a nightclub. I could add some stuff around like I could add like an alleyway entrance. I think is there an alley? Oh no, the alleyway's all the way over here. It'd be fun to do something back here. Add some shady business maybe behind it. Secret entrance. Little stuff like that definitely adds just so much life to a city. It's nice to try and include some details like that. of this. Yeah, I have a plan for this. There's gonna be maybe an overhang right there. I don't know. I like that entrance though. That's like my issue. I like the idea of having space here to give this building a bit to breathe and then having like a restaurant out here. But I don't know, I like that entrance. Either way, I do have an idea that I could just do right now without too much planning. I need like all the stone variants. Thinking maybe like a tile situation. There being an entrance on the side for out. It could be a side area for outdoor dining, and then the entrance could be on a different side. Yeah, I need a door out, but I could just make a smaller door. Like a small little side entrance, and then put the main entrance over here, maybe. Because then I could also just close this in. Because here's what I'm thinking over here. You know, I'll make this more overgrown later. Just to like proof of concept this out. That's not right. That doesn't look right. If that went up more like this. And then I could put trim on it as well. Like this. You know, now that I'm kind of getting a better image of what I want to put here, I might change the colors again. Now, of course, one issue is that corner. But I'm not too worried about that because all I have to do is this and then a little bit of like, oh, it's just over time spilled out. I'm kind of thinking this would be a high-end restaurant. So maybe orange just isn't the play here. I think terraces on the sandstone wall, like vines or something. Oh yeah. Some little things like this on there. Let's see. Go at least up like that. Stuff like that. Or maybe something a little bit more like that. Not as big. Then I can put some plants in there. I'll just put some temporary ones in there, just bush. Just for proof of concept. It can work very well for a high-end restaurant if used sparingly. Yeah. Maybe just like a taste. I definitely don't think this should be the wall color anymore. It's gonna be a little much. I guess I should just figure out the dimensions of the building first. I'm thinking spot right here, and then the door. That spot right here, and then this. So we'd have a very small room for a building over there. We could do something similar to over there. Just like a thin part of an apartment building. That also gives me the chance to do kind of like that situation. And if I bring this up even higher, hey, this is better. Design everything except the back. Oh, wait till you wait till you see the horrors of this. This isn't even a real building. That's nothing. That's just filler. Uh, ah, yes, the pea lice. I'm thinking maybe white. Or a very kind of like light stone. Like either diorite or normal stone. But I'm also worried diorite I already used too much over here, and I don't want to use sandstone because it's right next door. It's actually kind of hard then. I'm running out of options. Maybe a light green. I don't know what block that would be. Oh, the power of grain shines within you. Truly, we all are inspired by the Grain Lord's lack of building anything except the front. I could do some green. This could be like a very eco-friendly restaurant. That could be kind of like on their marketing and stuff. You know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. I could put like a sign up here. The roof could have trees on it. It might already. I mean, I might already put trees on it because over here we have like some trees growing out of control. So we could have a garden up there and then have it overgrown as well. Pretty much the idea here is this city's just been abandoned. That's why there's like vines on everything and no lights on and windows are broken. Man, this building was like a whole stream. Boar Inc. It gives me vibes of like an Olive Garden. Yeah, kinda. It's like a more high-end Olive Garden. Oh, and I know exactly what kind of windows this place needs. The alternating ones. But maybe not green. Hmm. I think it's fine. We'll keep it like that. Yeah, that kind of idea. A tree in the middle, not a fig tree, an actual tree with leaves that fall into your food when you looked away. Eco-friendly. So very eco-friendly. So we could have maybe a door right here. That's a little wide though. Maybe kind of off to this side. Wait, what if I went like a larger door? And then I could actually leave it open too. An idea for how to do that. Oh, we should put some flooring in. Probably dark oak. This is a bit of a finer establishment. The rich wood. I wish there was a lighter green. But I just can't think of one right now for the walls. Unless I want to go like moss. Which honestly, moss wouldn't be that bad. Potato wood. Unfortunately, I don't have that in this. Am I just missing a block? Oxidized, I don't think would work. Weathered, no. It might be moss. That might be one of the only ones I can use. Yeah, they out of the block section. Yeah, pretty much moss is my only other option here. And that's darker, actually. So, yeah, I guess we're using this and nothing lighter. Because there's no lighter green in the game. I actually need to build the interior. Lime wool is just it's just so vibrant. It's just a little bit too vibrant for this. So I'm thinking we have it so it's like the doors are left open. There's an easy way to make a little handle on those is a little bit of iron bar. Those are just kind of left ajar. You know, maybe they left it out a lot. A humble lime concrete. It's a good block. It's kind of carrying the green industry right now. All right. Making all the other colors darker would make the concrete look bright in comparison. Yeah, that's fair. We could try some darker stuff over here. I mean, it definitely looks a little nicer with this as a contrast. But we actually want. We're gonna trace this on the interior. Because then it gives a nice trim to the walls on the inside. We're not gonna see very much of it, but it still matters. We can just kind of fill that in like that. Oh, that's a little bit bigger than that. I don't think this one needs to be too tall. I'm thinking maybe like 2 stories beyond this. So yeah, we'll put tables out here. I think I might just put big windows up here. I don't need to do anything crazy. Not just 4 tall. 4. Could always shrink them down and do some force perspective, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't know if that looks quite right. I could put a sign up just to give it something in front of it, some depth, like here. Like maybe this is where the sign goes to block this little area. And then these just look like structural supports for the sign. And of course, I can't write anything real on the sign. It's a little too small for that. But I can take like green and white and this and have something that's like, whoa, look, green. Green, yay. Would that make sense to have a sign there? Let's see. What will be the visibility on this? Actually, pretty good. Pretty good visibility. Might be too far out, though. And this is a little bright. we could just make that a little more worn. That'd be great. It does design where the front sign of a building fell off since you're going for the abandoned city. Have I done a sign that fell off? I have this one that's like kind of crumbling, but I don't think I have one that fully fell in the street. Yeah, so why don't I go with something like that? And then maybe there's some wires. I have like these wires back here. Or like, actually, I think this would make more sense. There we go. So it looks like there's some wiring behind it. I need to clear my inventory. Well, actually, I was kind of struggling with the sign on this, so I mean, just making it broken is easier. It sounds like a fun thing to do anyway. There we go, that's a little bit broken. Maybe there's some like loose wires sticking out from that one. And of course, we can just break the sidewalk a little bit more. Just make it look like there's some debris. Maybe like piled up there. And then of course we can actually put the sign down here. I think it's something like that. Maybe was what the sign looked like. Yeah, I was just gonna do something like this that's like both sided, but yeah, I could always just do that. Let's see. See, so if it fell down, it would have fallen like here. So that's where we'll say it is. I think it has to be in a straight line. Maybe there's still like wires sticking out. Just need to make that look a little bit more like a sign. Maybe a little bit of this on it. That's too bright, too bright. There we go, that looks a little bit more like a sign. Right, now that looks more like it fell as well. And one of these, so it's even more broken looking. I believe it was one of these right here. There we go. I like that. That was a good suggestion. Pride itself on being environmentally friendly. Use the least environmentally sustainable resources in its construction. I don't know how I'd convey that, but it would be funny. I'll just see if I can figure out anything. Just as like more chimneys than anywhere else. Truth Nuke sounds like a podcast for alpha males. Truth Nuke. Only the manliest news. It's right up here. Are those windows too close together? I don't know how I like that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe this restaurant got like boarded up. Could also go with a story like that. We could look at that later though. That can be in some of the extra stuff we add in a bit. Oh, I see why it looks wrong. It's too tall. That's a lot more reasonable. Yeah, I think that's as high as I'm gonna go with this building. Which is still pretty tall. It's like right, is right nearly at that ledge. That's fine. And I'm thinking absolutely little planter boxes all along it. Oh, I did just realize since all the windows we can definitely see in the bottom floor, I'm probably gonna have to play around with that a little bit. Just a little bit of interior. That. But on the corners, I'm thinking. Just to add a little bit of structural support by connecting those. It definitely needs some detail. It's definitely not up to the bar of what else is in the city yet. But it's a start. Example of environmentally unfriendly practices will be putting a tree torture room on the second floor. A tree torture room? what, what would that mean? Like just with like a saw? Just cutting off like branches? I thought you meant more like just like having like a wood burning stove in here to make pizzas on or something. Yeah, this side we won't have to look at, so we don't have to worry about this. This is probably just going to be in an alleyway or flush against another building. I think it'd be nice if I would put an alleyway here actually if there was room, but I need to fit another building in here, so there probably won't be. Stop it, the contestants are trees. Oh, I just thought of an idea. I could make it as if this place had a fire at some point, like, and it just never got fixed up. Maybe once I finish the barricades over here, which are way too small now in comparison to everything else because I was planning them out originally. Maybe someone threw like a Molotov through the window by accident or something and it just lit a bunch of stuff on fire. So it's all burnt. I would imagine there would have probably been some riots here. I still haven't decided exactly what killed everybody. Maybe zombie virus. The classic. I mean, whatever it is, I had ideas for putting like a almost like a quarantine barricade up. So whatever it is, it's something that can be quarantined. Right. Let's make this nicer. Step one is probably just gonna be to do this. Nothing too crazy. Just need this going across here so it looks right with everything else. Because that corner just looked off to me. That in. That in. There we go, that already looks a lot better. It's actually symmetrical now. It's incredible, man. Thank you. Stream, Sean. Maybe I should take inspirations from some of the other buildings. I do kind of like how I did the trees over here to make them look overgrown, so I might do that as well. But I think that's a little bit further into the detailing. I do like the fire idea, though. So what would that manifest as, though? Maybe mud could look like kind of old charcoal or old scorch marks. Bit leaf layer to top the roofs. Actually, that's a really good idea. I actually really like that idea. I haven't really played around with this much. In fact, actually, I don't think this was in the game when I started this. Coal blocks? I'm worried coal might look a little too recent, but I could first bring it out to look. Let's see. Blackstone, polished blackstone, basalt. There we go. There's all my like main burnt blocks, and I kind of need a transition. So maybe a little bit of green wool because that's already darker. A little bit of that. Maybe a little bit of that. Deep slate tiles look like charred planks. Oh, I never thought about that actually. Yeah, they kind of do. Especially this. Cracked ones. You playing on Java? No, this is Bedrock. I'm loyal to Bedrock Edition for some reason. Let's see, so maybe the whatever they threw through the window that lit on fire kind of crashed in here, hit the ground right here, and it kind of spread from there. So then, you know, probably went up the walls. You know, charring everything. As that fire just engulfs part of the building. And then maybe like the sprinklers went off and got rid of it after that. Dried coral is ash. Oh yeah, that would look nice. One thing that's very fun about having chat here for that kind of stuff is like, I mean, I can think of a lot of blocks I've been building for a long time, but just having more minds to just like come up with ones I don't typically use is so helpful. Yeah, a little bit right there. Oh, is that a little bright? I wonder if there's something. I didn't think of using ash, but I bet there's something just a little darker. I think this would be. Yeah, that one I grabbed is too bright too. Maybe concrete powder. I think that's yeah, that's too bright. That's actually brighter than any of those. I think that's probably more where it needs to be. One of your builds the Tower of Sauron. That's awesome. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Lord of the Rings, to be honest. That's cool. I mean, things can be white, can't they? Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, maybe it makes it look more realistic if I put that in. Yeah, actually, when I take a step back, it looks better. I'll admit that. Maybe a little bit of this to blend. Actually, that looks better. Yeah, the combination of the three. The blending helps a lot to just get it looking right. I've got to make this look a little bit more blended, though. And I do think this is probably as dark as I want to go with this. And that's immediately darker. Really keeping up what I was saying here. Actually, maybe we'll go a little bit darker in like the dead center. Yeah, that looks better. This has still been stained by smoke. So one thing I'd also think about is this window absolutely would be stained by smoke. Dude, let's say dark spruce, like the wall got, you got more burnt. Oh, like this. Wait, I don't know if you mean dark oak or spruce, because you said dark spruce, but I don't know how I feel, but I feel like it's not as good close up, but it kind of looks nice. No logs. Oh, wait, yeah, actually that would look really nice. Because that would fix the close up texture issue. Maybe a little bit of that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I like that. Let's turn some of these like edge a bit. Actually, no. You know what? More burner. More fire. That's where the flames climb the highest. Yeah. So detail could be assigned as temporary close for renovations. Actually, it would be funny. Just a little storytelling detail. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we also have it have burned through the floor right here. I think everyone can be pretty good at detail. It's all just about like, I mean, just coming up with the ideas, honestly. I mean, more minds, the better. So maybe this area got particularly scorched because the fire got all the way up here. Like, especially the smoke would just be staining that whole area. Let's get a little bit more of this in here. Yeah, just kind of caught fire along this floor as well. So you do stairs like has some small holes in the ground. Yeah, I do need to think about how they'd get up and down. I don't know if there's enough room to do that in tables, though, is my issue. I might have to sacrifice one of those things. Oh, actually, this explains where the ash came from, too. Because more of the ash would have fallen in this area. So maybe I should try and match it up with that. Did a little bit of this all around. Yeah. Environmental storytelling is incredible. I love environmental storytelling. Yeah, big scorch mark over here. This fire got a lot more out of hand than I was planning as well. One thing that also might be a fun detail is maybe even let me see if I can find a way to do this just right. Might just have to do it with some buttons. Or no, I could do a string. What I was about to do. If I can find string for some reason. There we go. I don't like having to use string because it kind of like makes things look weird. But oh, you can't place signs on string. Crap. It's gonna have to have the windows boarded up. There's other stuff I can use though. Maybe just a little bit of that. Yeah, lighthouse as well. I've actually, where is it? I started building a lighthouse and I never finished it somewhere out here, but it's made with those like test blocks. Yeah, there it is. I started building it like a shape and I just wasn't happy with it. I was working on one as well. Slabs and stairs, yeah, those might look nice as well. Something like that. I could also just leave it to like that. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Lava bath leaked and caused the fire. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to go that far into silliness to do an actual tree torture room though. Farewell, Sean. Thanks for stopping by and helping out with some ideas. Let's grab that. Start of let's get a few windows like this. As if these are the ones that really just got like smoked up. Actually, no, probably be the ones. Probably that one would be the clearest. Which also means this one would absolutely be dark. Why is Pro deleting all his messages? I have no idea. My data tracking, no. He's retconning his existence. You can never hide from the VOD, though. The VOD sees all. Maybe for just a little texture, I could throw in some non-cracked tiles. Just for some slight texture differences. There we go. There we go. I'll have to put some of these up here, but I don't know if it would look right. I could put string. You know what? Give that as barrier. I've used light blocks. Why can't I use barriers? Yeah. That looks a lot better. I do wonder if this one's a little too far to the side, though. Yeah. Maybe even less. Maybe just that. Just a little bit, maybe. Or here, maybe? Okay. Can string hold concrete powder? Did they remove that? It can. But barriers are completely invisible. So it just looks a little cleaner. So now I can do this. With the normal panes. I actually haven't really looked from the outside much. Oh yeah, that actually looks really nice. Maybe a little bit like this. So it looks like that got a little bit damaged up there, just not fully. If you're exploring the world in survival, you can't accidentally break the stream, make the powder fall. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever have this world for a survival thing, but I guess if I ever want to use it for that, that's good. Okay, this is already looking a lot better. So originally I was gonna have some burnt foliage over there, but it actually would make sense if that's where the most foliage would be. It'd be fun for like a hide and seek thing. Oh yeah, it would. I mean, there's definitely some spots where you just can't get to, like in here. But there's a lot, especially over here. If I hooked up the elevator to actually like teleport you or something, it could bring you all the way to these floors. Man, I remember building all these floors one morning. Oh, that was rough. That was a lot to do in one stream. That was like a whole hour and a half or 2 hour stream. Fun. I've noticed it usually takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours to build one of these buildings. Like each individual building. I think that was like an hour and a half. And then these two together were an hour and a half. And that was like its own whole stream. And then that was its own whole stream. And then this was, and then this was. It's just very slow. Very slow progress. Elevator wouldn't be too hard. Yeah. It'd be pretty easy to put in, luckily. So right here we can just put an actual floor in. It's great. Leaf litter indoors will also make good fallen debris. Oh yeah. I need to figure out my roof design. Oh, I should actually start putting in the different block for the outside. So I'm thinking acacia wood, pale oak, and tough. So we're gonna do all of this in acacia wood. So all I need to do, fill like 10 in every direction. With acacia wood, replace gray. Yeah, gray planning grid. Oh, I did the floor too. That's fine. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, that's fine. I'll fix it. And then I can just convert all of this into what I've decided. Yeah, we'll have to fix that. And also, I think I actually want it directional. Do I actually? Now that I'm looking at it, no, I don't. A little bit of this. Here we are. Yeah, that's a little bit of detail. A lot of like the lower areas I want to make into this. Oh, and some of the dark spots like right here. I'll fix that lever. I knew I was gonna have to switch out that, that lever eventually. Gray carpet is sufficient as ash. Oh yeah, that might be a good for a little bit of depth in that. Oh, I should make the outside chart as well. What would that look like? Can you do Creaking Heart sideways? Oh, that just activate. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't know if I like that. I could just do mud. Do a little bit of this. I could have depth to the brighter parts. Ironically, you can use snow. That's too bright. I'd like never use snow for anything but snow and pillows just because it's so bright. I actually want to make sure this is darker. Then up here we can bring in some light color. With that. Maybe a little bit on this side. Not as much though, because that has this over it. A little bit of this down here. Maybe it even gets up to the point of this up here. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Now the speed's coming out. A little bit of this over here. And make sure it's all the same direction. There. Some of the more burnt log could be replaced by iron bars, like the outside got completely burnt up and the metal rebar inside is still showing. That could be pretty cool. I worry about, since I'd have to do just like one, let's see, how'd that look? Maybe something a little thicker. Let me try a few things. I like that, I like where your head's at though. I think it's just, yeah. Or maybe fully dark. Especially if I put the background as this. Yeah, I don't know if I can do fully to rebar though. It's too bright, so it doesn't look like it has ash on it. I feel like a little bit of that does make it look like it's been burnt even more. I should actually make some. I could do planter boxes on this side. Yeah, why don't we do a few planter boxes over here? Because this place is supposed to be eco-friendly. Maybe there like was one here and it's just like charcoal now. Just like nothing, like, or maybe just a remnant. Yeah, this is kind of all I'm thinking. Just a little bit. Maybe that spread a little bit more that way. There we go. And that could kind of be our burnt up planter box. Or maybe it's even in like two parts now. Like there's a little bit right there. While this one's right here. Just fine. Oh, actually, I made the planter box on this side too big. There we go. Yeah, maybe more like just that. Should there be one in the middle? That could also be like a spot for an air conditioner. There doesn't catch fire, so maybe some of the dirt spilled down to the sidewalk. Yeah, I was actually just gonna put ash down here. It might have just gotten mixed in there. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, I definitely need to put something down on the sidewalk. Yeah, I'm thinking fully planter boxes. Maybe like one AC. We'll swap this one with an AC. How have I done ACs in other places? Let's just grab one of those. Yeah, it's one of these. Easy enough. Quick AC unit. Okay, now becomes, or at least starts the fun part. Actually, I need to do the roof first. I was going to do some really good texturing, but we'll get to that in a sec. Let's bring this in a little bit. And I usually like to support whatever I'm about to do like this, because I usually like using gravel. Except this is going to be like more of a rooftop garden kind of situation. Yeah, I do think this is at the point where it like clearly caught fire. I'm glad we're finally to that point, because I feel like for a while it just looked like weird shading. Hey, welcome to the stream, Captain Cool Shades. Let's pop this in up here. I could do the same rooftop as I've done in some other places. But I'd rather do something a little bit more unique. I've done that a lot. And it definitely needs to be stone. Maybe this again. And then I can just kind of rough it up to make it look abandoned. Chimney stacks? Oh, definitely. I always got chimney stacks. Even for the eco-friendly restaurant. They're only so eco-friendly. I almost met chimney stacks, Metropolis levels of chimney stacks. I'll definitely give them more than normal, because they'd actually be cooking things in there. Let's see, one of the chimney designs I like to use is kind of this, and a little bit of that. All it is just I can just put that on top. Pretty just simple chimney. And maybe we put an AC in here too, one of the big vents. Okay, something like that. And then let's pop in some rails to actually make a fan. I don't know if I like that. What have I used in the past for this? like this design. Like get some ventilation as well. I just got rid of the item I needed. Oh, it's in here. Never mind. Yeah, I think that gives a little bit more rough texture. And maybe just a little bit of vents. And then we can make the rest of it a rooftop garden. So we can put in a little bit of, I think my YouTube page right now, I was just looking at it. I tend to throw it up on screen, but I worry about some things being shown. It has fully just been telling me my concurrent viewers has been going between 0, 1, and like 4 and 5. And there's a different number on screen that's been like a reasonable amount. Yeah, it just went from 1 to 5 again. I think it's just wrong because there's no way it's changing that quick. And it's told me 0 when 2 people were typing in chat. So it's broken, I think. Yeah, when Disco and Apples were typing in chat, it said 0, so I have no clue what it's on about. I think my viewer count's completely broken. That's probably correct on you guys' end because it's synced up for me now, but it was distracting because it was just the number was just changing constantly in the corner and just not in a sensical manner at all. Let's grab a little bit of grass and a little bit of trapdoor. Look. Sorry, that's not my name. That's not right. My computer's having a good day, clearly. Skin grade custard. That's the kind you can just like put all over yourself like sunscreen. All right, so then we can put some trees up there in a bit. But I think we're ready for some of the overgrowth. Oh, I need to texture the wall a bit more. But that can be part of the overgrowth, probably. So let's grab a bunch of materials to do that with. Like that. We're going to want some of this and some of this. And honestly, some of this could be nice. Hanging roots even, leaf litter. Maybe even drip leaf. Vines, of course. Glowberries, of course. All right. We'll start off right here. So they probably would have had a very nicely trimmed hedge right here to start with. And it's just overgrown a bit, so it's going into the road now. We have to cover up under that because I forgot I'm still using planting grid under there. It's not really a real block. And you know, maybe some of the thicker areas have gotten a little darker. It's just not quite as even anymore. Such nicely groomed leaves are just in disarray now. Not spilling out over here as well. Some of that. It's even doing that. Oh, there's actually... That's not the spot for that. And maybe it's even like dying out a little bit right there. It's just not quite as consistent as it used to be. Yeah, it's just not as good as it used to be. It doesn't look nice anymore. Perfect. Then why don't we go over here a bit? Do a similar situation over here. It's actually just grown up the wall over here. Especially just right here. This planter box is overgrown. We'll probably get some vines in here in a sec. Maybe that spot just didn't grow in right. A single azalea growing out of a hole in the first floor. That could be nice. I was actually thinking of right here putting a custom tree as well. Yeah, we could have some actually trying to grow inside, like near the windows, as if like there was some potted plants and they've just kind of gotten out. A bit of this. That's a little bit more sparse right there. You know, that one stayed pretty tame. We'll just say that one, this one just didn't really get out of its box all that much. Or actually, wait. Oh, we could do, you know what, this needs to go. I had an idea. Charcoal is actually really good for plants. Like, burned things are really good for plants. So why don't we do exactly that? Really show exactly that. It's just a lot of this has grown across here. Like, it's really trying to get those nutrients. The leaves are much darker. It's just, there's so many nutrients. Still trying to make its way down, though. Maybe it has made its way down just a little bit. We can detail that with some vines later as well. Yeah, that still looks burned, but it looks a little more, Day 27. The potatoes have evolved. Their tendrils have spread far and wide, searching for soil in this concrete jungle, and yet they have found none. That'd be funny just putting a book somewhere. I like the idea that this was actually a really nice city. I mean, most of like the locations actually like look pretty nice. This one's the one that's like I'd hate to like that. This would not be fun for the skyline of like a big city, but also that's absolutely what would get built in the skyline of a big city. That's why it's called Bore Ink, because it's boring. I don't actually like that architectural style. I just thought, you know, it works. Do a little bit like that. Maybe it's spread up here a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a huge difference. Especially if maybe I go up here as well. Maybe I spread down there a little bit more. We can put leaf litter in a sec. Let's get the vines in. I don't think I use any string because the tick speed's off. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that means I can just play around as I please pretty much. bit of that. I'm gonna have some hanging down as well. Do that. Maybe just a little bit like that, yeah. And of course, some back here. Because this wants to grow up as well. Big progress. Man, it really all is coming together now. There's definitely some more stuff that needs work. But I'm seeing it finally. Like the vision's starting to come through. I think that's actually a little too light. I think I might keep it with that one. Graham thought that having a flood basement would be a cool build idea. Oh yeah, that would be cool for one of these. I don't have that much room, unfortunately. Since I am on super flat. So it's limited to this. But I could do it. I should have built higher. I should just start building at 0. That'd be much smarter. In the future, I should probably do that. I could always transplant this whole build. Yeah, perhaps use structure blocks to move everything up. Yeah, that is the first idea that came to my mind, is just transplant it up there. That's not the worst idea, because then I could do a whole sewer system if I want to, but that's its own whole thing if I really want to go that far. Let's see, sorry, what? What in the world was that? That was like a that was like a fish sound. What in the world? Cool. There's fish here. It's a sign they want me to build a sewer. With that. Shore block is 44 or 48 by 48. Considering how big this area is, you'd only need an estimated 25 structure blocks. Well, luckily it's not that. Honestly, this isn't too bad. Yeah, I mean, this isn't that big. I mean, how big really is this? Like 1, 2. I never put in this crosswalk properly. I actually think this might be exactly 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So 37 times 2 is 74 plus, it's 75. So 4 structure blocks and I can move it. I doubt it's taller than 48. Let's see. So starting at negative 60. And we need to get up to, oh, the highest point's up here actually. Oh, so actually it's like 56. It's possible. Yeah, I feel like the structure blocks. Give at a structure block. I feel like I could make it bigger. Which direction does it go, typically? So I don't have to mess with it too much. There we go. Yeah, how big does it go? Let's try 64 and see if it allows it. I mean, that's 64. I do 75. 64 is actually the max. So it has the height. Actually, that's super cool to look at like this. It has the height, it's just not quite big enough. That's very close, though. That would not be that much effort to transplant. It's like just a few blocks off to the side I'd have to grab. When did structure blocks get so big? Do they change them somehow? It might be a difference between Java and Bedrock or something. I don't know. If you use Java more, then maybe. You could make a new super flat world with new presets that have deeper ground. Oh yeah. I mean that's fair. But also that there is a certain charm to just having all of, like the random stuff out here that I've been working on. Because this is from like years ago. Like this is the first thing I built in this world. It was like 2 years, 3 years ago. And it's like this is a Minecraft base, that's a Minecraft base. Maybe this will be someday, probably not, because this would be a pain. This would be an absolute pain to build in survival. I mean, it's definitely doable. Like I could do it. It would suck. I should kill that structure block real quick. I don't like the border. All right. 1-to-1 5 pebbles recreation when? I mean, that'll be once you can do the same thing in real life. How about that? That'll be the deal. And then I'll build in Minecraft. All right. Let's get a little bit of texture in. And then we are going to be looking good. And also a little bit of this, because I like to make it look like there's a little moss on the windows. Because that just looks nice. Makes it look just a bit more overgrown. There we are. Actually, I could get away with this. Or, I mean this. 1-to-1 is impossible since lookouts are estimated to be around 2 feet tall. 6-to-1, however, is very possible. So 6 blocks for every 1 block? It feels like that's a lot harder. I'm gonna assume you mean 1-to-6 scale, not 6-to-1. Let's pop this in here. Just need a little bit more moss, like here. Just anywhere that's a little bit overgrown and a little darker. Needs just a little moss on it. Just for a little extra texture. So I just looked it up and the iterator superstructures are an average of 8,000 meters tall. Okay, so I'm gonna need some mods to extend world height by about 7,800. So it might be a little difficult. The funny part is even at 1-to-8 scale, so 1/8 scale, I wouldn't be able to build that in Minecraft. I would have to be 1/24th at maximum. Like that's the biggest you could theoretically build that. And for the record, that would still be up to build height starting at like -64. Let's put a little bit of cobblestone around here. Debris. I mean, that sounds like a superstructure. You're the legs and the city on top. This also has the benefit of not having to build underhang. One time I decided to build like essentially Terraria in Minecraft, where I just made a 1 block thick section and I just like manually hand built it all. I mean, it was like not like the most accurate. It was kind of just like artist interpretation, but it was just kind of fun. And I actually went like I made it playable too. So that was silly. That'd be kind of funny to do again, but it's so hard to see anything in first person on 2D thing. It's just a line. So why don't we get a big tree going? So I'm thinking like right here. So a little bit right there. And then maybe it kind of like tilts this way. And then that gives me the opportunity to put a large branch on this side. And a large branch on this side. Gotta make branches smaller towards the top, of course. I can go up like that as well. So I need to go off to the side with this one actually. It's not the craziest tree. It'll look better when I cover it up a bit. That's just like a basic structure. I kind of like the idea of it having kind of grown up out of this place. It's just gotten too big for it. Maybe it's even broken free and like the roots are now going like into the street and kind of like breaking things. Yeah. While moving a tree, putting the tree torture room out in the open. If there's a little bunny hovel underneath, oh, that would be kind of cute. Like a little creature's moved in. Yeah, I'll play with that once I get the leaves in, I think. So one thing that's nice with mangrove is now I can put these in, and it looks pretty normal. Actually, luckily got some practice on making lots of little tree limbs, because one time I built a whole little forest under my base. I feel like it'd be fun to do like SMP streaming. My issue is just I don't like streaming on worlds that other people aren't streaming on. I almost think of it like, if you have a content SMP, that's one thing. And then like I've tried streaming on just like things where I'm like chilling with friends, and it just doesn't work for me as well. It just doesn't feel right. Which is why I haven't really done that as much. But maybe someday I'll look into going onto like a content SMP. I have before, I've never had it work out good. And the worst part is it's never usually like my fault that it works out bad. There was a story I told on a Frogmare stream recently. Or was it after Frogmare stream? It might have been after actually. Yeah, actually it was after. To someone else that I think about, so Frogmare wasn't even there. This was a long time ago. I actually joined a content SMP. And everyone there was super nice, except like the owner, who just was kind of eh. It seemed really self-centered and all that kind of stuff. A classic content creator. Um, and I pretty soon onto the world. I don't know why. It seemed like the owner was like always mad at me for something. I had done nothing. Like even before I got in the world, like they let me in. They like just had like a vendetta or something. I don't know. Maybe it was just like everyone else being really nice or something. I couldn't tell you. Um, but for some reason, I found a knockback. I forget if it was like a knockback 100 or something. Some ridiculous number. Or like 20 or 30. It was just like way beyond what you can do in survival. So I'm like, hey, I like contacted because this was on stream. I found this in the woods. I'm like, hey, I think someone cheated this in. And I didn't say it yet, but I'm like, I bet it's the main person. And I still do think it's the main person to this day who did that. But they got super mad at me about it because I'm guessing they just got rid of it in the woods. Like they dropped it while flying in creative mode is what I would have assumed. And cheating, so they got really defensive about me finding it, trying to blame me for hacking, and they got super mad about when I said, okay, yeah, this is like definitely you trying to cover it up. In fact, they actually just took it from my inventory. Like they just like slash killed me and then took it and then attacked me with it. And I'm like, I'm just not gonna stay on this world. This like no, I'm just gonna leave. And then they banned me. That was fun. But that's my experience with content SMPs thus far. Not not great. It's so stupid. Luckily I wasn't too attached to that world. I was more just mad about it in the as principle. It's like it's just stupid. I was thinking if you're gonna like use a little bit of creative and cheats and stuff, like that's fine. Like just be honest about it. But like don't go blaming other people for hacking over it. Like that's wild. I still remember their name. I'm not gonna say it though. Oh, that reminds me of another story. Oh, I've got another story, and this is something that oh wait, no, I told this one on a Celeste stream. Never mind, this wasn't the Frogmer stream that I said this one on. It was the one about the guy I got bad vibes about for an event I was running and kicked him out, and then they turned out to be a really bad person. So I dodged a bullet with that one. All right, we're making good progress with this tree as I yap. I feel like we're almost there. Just needs a little more. I think it's fun having other people on stream like when I can, but also it's like the quickest way I can derail all of my stream plans is to just have another person in proximity. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Maybe a few on the bottom just for a couple little droopy leaves. Oh, there's a branch here I just didn't get. There we are. Oh, this side needs a little bit more. Or this one type of a one-to-one recreation of the entirety of Undertale with crumbling floors in the ruins as well as dialogue for the first 4 frog bits. That's wild. Holy cow. That's a ton. I think the biggest build I ever did was a volcano, like full volcano. And I mean it was pretty big. It was in survival too, which is kind of funny that my biggest build ever is in survival. It wasn't super detailed though. So actually nowadays I do a lot more small stuff. I don't know if this counts as small stuff though. I'm actually super happy with how this tree came out. I really like this. Let's get a little bit of this in here. Can make a little hole for something to live in. Something lives in there. Put a little bit of that there. Oh, one thing I've learned also about trees is you can put just like a little bit of. I don't know if this is too bright for this. Yeah, I think it's too bright for the bark color, but you can put a little bit of that kind of stuff in there as well. Sometimes you can even get away with mangrove roots. Though aren't as good. I don't think in this they're quite right. Yeah, that looks really nice. So I'm thinking something similar happened up here, just not quite as big. Maybe just that big. Maybe a little bit shorter even. Maybe there's kind of a knob on this side. Alright, now. Let's just get a few branches going out and branching off. Wish they had sideways fences. People always used to ask for sideways slabs, but all I want is sideways fences. Yeah, trapdoors have kind of become sideways slabs, but sideways fences would be nice. I do love chains and end rods and stuff because of that. They're so nice. To be fair, we can still get away with quite a bit without sideways fences. Still think sideways slabs would be higher on my list, but I definitely see. Did I hear thunder? No, I'm just crazy. Anyway, I mean, I could see it. Could definitely see the use cases. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. Then just a little bit on top. Grab our leaves. Oh, I already have them. I always like to do the outer leaves first, then kind of work in. Because then I kind of know my restraints. Or constraints, I guess. I feel like I should put music on in the background, but I don't have any. That's honestly an issue with my streams, to be honest. I don't have like background music for a game that doesn't really have it on its own as much. I could put on the Minecraft music, but just it plays so rarely on its own. Let's say being able to place tile blocks like carpet or snow on stairs and slabs would be amazing. Yeah, that would be such a nice quality of life feature. It wouldn't even be that big of a game changer. It would just be nice. I know coding that in would be a pain, though. That would be... Ugh, that would be a huge pain to make work in the code, but I think people would really appreciate that as an option. It would open up so many opportunities, like essentially having, I mean, you could have like moss on top of a spruce plank slab, and you could essentially make a dirt slab. Put a little bit of this in here. Swap out a few leaves. Actually, I like those the way they are. That one's just not as filled out, I don't think. Especially on this side. Yeah, that should help. Oh yeah, that helped a lot. I hate you. I was gonna sleep, but now I want to watch this. Thank you, I think. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that one. Good game, you've got me. You've successfully given me a message I don't know how to respond to. I do love the energy though of coming into stream with the first three words being "I hate you." It's kind of a great energy. I don't think most people would agree with that, but I think it's funny. All wood slabs in beta had the same behavior as stone slabs. I believe they were changed to petrified oak slabs sometime. Yeah, I actually remember that. Does that mean I win $5,000 in cash? Not quite. Um, you win. You win occupancy of this garage. There is some rubble in front of it, and you don't get to know the passcode, but you can live in there. Congrats. And by can live in there, you must. You must live in there. I don't make the rules. I just write them down and enforce them. Where can I live? Oh, you can have like the penthouse up here. Let's put some blocks up here. Just a couple sporadic leaf blocks. Looking at this tree makes me think of how prone this area would be to lightning strikes. Are there lightning rods? Have I not put... Oh, there's one. I hadn't put any lightning rods. Yeah, I think there's literally one lightning rod in the entire city right now. Can you live under the tree on the ground? Yeah, you can live down here. in the tiny hole. There, you can have that burrow. And the treetop, like, or the rooftop tree areas are really just nice. They're very peaceful. Yeah, I was gonna ask that, you know, first come, first serve. Just the way it be. I need big fern. Another big fern. I really like this tree in particular. There's just something about it I like. You can live in the tree torture room. Yeah, sure, this is definitely the tree torture room in there. That's definitely what that is. Let's see, we need tables. I would do this, but that's a little bit too bright. I'm thinking one of the classic tables. Hey, this one's a 3-person or 4-person over here. And one of the chairs has just been pushed out of the way by the tree that's grown in there. Maybe one of them's right here. There we go. And then maybe some of them are just in disarray, like... Oh, we need leaf litter. I almost forgot. Talked about this for a while earlier. There we go. That makes it feel a little bit more run down, that there's like loose leaf litter across the ground. I can destroy some of this as well. And lay that part down flat. The leaf layer landed on that as well. And maybe even a tiny bit right there. Yeah. Can you build a 5-dimensional table that can house an infinite amount of chairs with space for a few classic spirals? I can certainly try. 5-dimensional table, okay. I got you. Spruce. I don't remember if that's what that's called. Put the table right here. All right, it can officially hold an infinite amount of chairs. No matter how many chairs are removed, there are always more chairs. Perfect. Actually, that's gonna lag the game. One sec. Let me just... Okay. I did build it though. It works. Let's see, we need a little bit of escaping plants up here, I think. Chair fractal. Just smaller chairs the further you go. I hope I get to ban a bot. Man, Twitch has been quiet today. It is definitely interesting because some games just Twitch just does way better. Like Don't Starve Together, when I was streaming that, I didn't get. I think I got like maybe one YouTube message the whole time and a ton on Twitch. And then for like Rain World and Celeste, a lot of YouTube, very few Twitch. Very strange. Chair those a smaller chair sitting on it repeated. It would be funny to use this guy as a statue, but I just don't know where. Oh wait, maybe actually out here. As funny as that is, that doesn't look good at all. That looks awful. Anyway. Let's go put some leaf litter up here. And maybe even some stuff growing out onto it. I feel like the rating rule viewership between YouTube and Twitch fluctuate a lot. Maybe like how often people were typing, but I actually have the numbers up on my screen most of the time. Sometimes I don't, because then if I make, because I'll say nothing like gets that like feeling in your heart, like just like that like stress when you make a joke and then you see the viewers cut in half and you have no idea if it actually had anything to do with that or not, but you can only assume it did. So most of the time I don't have it on. Like right now I only have YouTube up, and to be honest, it's not telling me anything that is understandable. It just keeps telling me random numbers. All your viewers are actually my alt account? Sorry. Crap. Well, at least the alt accounts give me pretty good viewership. So I'm happy with that. Good enough for me. Oh, I can't put one right there. Put a little bit right here. Maybe even up on top of this. On the edge. Alright, one of your viewers is me, I exist. No, it does seem like you've just been informed you are an alt account. I'm sorry if that is a shocking realization for you. I know that would be pretty traumatic to discover. Maybe some leaves fell on top of the car. Man, that building's probably our most overgrown one, but I really like it. That's why I think not seeing the number of viewers is better. Yeah, it's just YouTube I don't mind because YouTube is wrong. It is actively showing me two different numbers. It says 3 on one part of the screen, 4 on the other, and that's not between multiple tabs. That is the same tab. It's just wrong. Uh, I actually really like how this turned out. I think a little bit of detailing in here would be nice, though. I think this is the kind of restaurant I have like art on the wall, like kind of funky looking art, but big frame. I don't know what, maybe orb could look nice here. Let me try and get orb. Is orb one of the, wait, is orb one of these? I think it's this size. Wait, how big is orb? Is orb 4? Oh, yeah, orb is 4. I kind of like that one. Where's the restaurant cook the food? Back here. Don't worry about it. Back here. It's back there. There any other painting that size? No. Yeah, I don't think I can put a big frame around it. Orb. I really like this one. There's just something about it that just strikes the right chord with me. It's probably my favorite of the new Minecraft paintings. Oh, I should do booths. But maybe they're a little nicer than that. Maybe like the red seats. So you can tell they're like cushioned. Put that there. It'd be funny if the restaurant only had tables outside, the entire inside is just a lineup for reservation. As funny as that would be, I think it would be hard to like. I don't know. I do want to keep it like basically realistic, more or less. Okay, so we do this and this. There we go. We've got booths, more or less. Not perfect, of course, but about as good as I can get them. Unless I want to do something like that. That'd be better. I think I like this better. But I wish I cover up the sides more. I just don't know if there's anything good I can do, because sign is a little big. Actually, sign's fine. Sign will get the job done. Yeah, we definitely need the guest lectern, though. For all the reservations. Make sure we have a book on it. If I can find books. Actually, I think it's on this side. And then we can put some tables over here as well. Just some smaller tables. And maybe there's like a charred one over here. They just haven't cleaned it fully up. There's just like a fully charred chair over here. Actually, maybe. No, they fixed that. I'll say they fixed that. Will there be a staircase to the upper floors? I would assume it's through here. There's definitely got to be some suspension of disbelief. Also, I might have to take out this painting. I think it's actually too big. We're gonna put some beams in. Maybe these beams got damaged as well during the incident. Why does it make such a gross sound to place two like things on top of each other? I would assume then build it. I'm sorry to tell you, but most of these buildings have no logical way to get upstairs. Even the don't look in there actually. Like okay, that one has a hotel, or that one has a I almost said hotel instead of elevator. This one you can't even go inside. This one you can't even like you can't even do anything. Like that's you can see through this. Like there's so many wacky things. This is hollow. Except for the bottom floor. Let's see. We just want to go across with that. No, that would be too burned. We'll put a few chains hanging down with like what look like lights on them. Let's see what looks like light. A heavy core could definitely look like a light. It could actually put an actual light, but that would glow. Dragon egg actually would be kind of an interesting light. Or maybe just like a glass pane. I mean, glass block. Yeah, too big. That doesn't connect. That looks like an anvil's about to drop on them. Let's see, I would just do this kind of thing. Because these look like lights. Yeah, that's something. I think that's probably enough for the inside. I mean, we don't need like it to be crazy. There is one last thing I want to add to this build. And we actually might be able to do a little bit on another build as well today. See, we want the door a little scorched. Or a little smoke stained. Yeah, well, we do a little bit of this. That can stay. And we'll put a sign up in front of it all. Maybe of this. Let's see. Let's see. Temporarily closed for renovation. Temporary closed for renovations. Except it never reopened. I think honestly that build might be done. Has enough of an interior that looks real when you look in. Sad, yeah. I really wanted to pay too much money for too small portions in here. It's tragic, really. I forgot I just put like a big dollar sign up here. Or an S at least. Something, yeah, not a proper dollar sign, but I forgot that's what I did with that building. Yeah, this was definitely one of my more interesting choices for a building. I do like how it's collapsed though. And I've got my slime and magma cube up here. I could put some more graffiti somewhere. I think one thing I still need to do though is mess up this wall a bit. Because a lot of this should be in shadow. Do that. Do this. You could use stairs to create some indents like oh, it's crumbling out. Yeah, I could. Do a little bit like that. Or even bigger if I want to go like that. Maybe some of that's even like fallen down here. Oh, I can't do it like that. 1 sec. Where's the slab? Yeah, that's kind of fun. Just a little bit of it. I'm not gonna go overboard. The little things. There we go. There, that's mostly. Oh, there's up here as well. Item frame with a flower and it makes you think for a nice art piece. There's actually a painting of just a flower that's 1 block as well. See if I can get it. Yeah, because I could do that as well. The same thing, but a little bit more painting-y. It is a painting. That one's a pretty new one. I actually haven't used it much yet. I was very excited when they announced new paintings. Except when they announced Minecraft movie stuff. I never actually went to watch that, even though it's my favorite game. It just didn't seem like something I'd want to see. The bank is very dark. Yeah, it's a little dark in there. I don't think there's any light. Oh, that is literally the only light source. Let me just... Yes. Perfect. Wait, how do I get out of here? Yeah, this way. Put water in it. Be a tank bank. I could. I might do interiors someday though. It has to be dark because all the bank workers are hostile mobs. Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna put some art up in here. If I can find a spot. Second. Hmm. Those feel like TVs to me. This might be too much. I think I might just leave it. I don't know if it needs more. You guys need to know when to stop. So there's that. Oh, wait, there was something we actually were going to do and I missed it. Okay. Know when to stop is now on hold. 1 moment. This needs ash. Maybe we want this, that. And a little bit of... I'll say this is pretty ash-like. I'll say I should have this be more burned as well. There we go. Bunch of iron frames in a straight line horizontally across the wall with a different flower in each leading to the environment. I actually really like that as the idea, as an idea for an art piece. I just gotta pick some good flowers that are quite large to fill up the space. Like that's pretty large. That's big enough. Do 5 of them, I think. Maybe for the aesthetics we go in like that order. So there's a little bit of a rainbow aspect to it. Get a little closer to the Honeycomb looks like a flower, I think. I think I might just stick with normal ones for this. I don't know if I like that. That doesn't look enough like a flower. It kind of disrupts things. The flow doesn't work. Mm, I'll keep it. I like it. Alright, now I pronounce this building done. So next up, since I've got some more time, I was going to stream for like 30 more minutes. Let's actually take apart some of this, because let's be honest, I'm going to switch up this barricade. I might actually just extend the road and then build the barricade. Reminds me of those flower prints you see in some diners. Yeah, that's actually why I was keeping it. At first, I'm like, I don't know if it looks quite right. I'm like, but this is exactly like what it is in real life a lot of the time. I still think it's funny that like it's so off yellow on this part of the road. Oh, that reminds me. There's this one crosswalk that doesn't look right. Do a little bit of this. There we go. A bit of a worn down sidewalk. I don't know why I only built one on that side. I could try and do this building. Whatever goes right here. I could just fill in the last little corner. Yeah, why don't we fill in the last little corner? Doesn't have to be anything super fancy. So much this barricade's been removed. Thank alleyway. Yeah, it probably is going to be pretty much just that building. I honestly could just take that exact building design just to fill it in as an end cap because it's thin. It would work. I'll just try and make it out of just this instead. So let me grab some of that. Some of that. Oh, you got to decide an accent. Probably brick. It's like this material. We're gonna need those colors of glass. That. All right. We'll need some of these. Yeah, I can build that. 3 tall windows. Oh wait, what does this actually look like at the bottom? Okay, really simple. Really bare bones. Just filling in the space kind of thing. We're using floor plans, such an engineer thing to do. I live in a neighborhood where there is a house that is identical to mine. Just it is a completely different color. I mean, there's some things that have changed. Most of those things have changed while I've lived here. But it is funny that occasionally when I go over in that part of the neighborhood, I'm like, wow, that is exactly my house, and I bet the interior is the same. Let's see, how did I do this? Okay, that's what I thought. Just want to double check. What did I do on the corner? Okay, there's nothing in the corner. Got it. We'll fill that in later. Oh, wait, how high did I go? I really am just using the exact same template. I mean, it's a good template, and I've made sure you cannot see them at the same time. Or at least, I think there's one spot you could see them at the same time, but it's not an easy thing to see at the same time. That's fine. What is inside Thin House? Thin people. This is where Mr. Flounder lives. They call him Mr. Flounder because he's incredibly flat and has both eyes on the same side of his body. The house for Terraria players. Yeah. Actually gonna make this a bit taller so it fills out the skyline. Actually, maybe just that tall. So just like a little taller. Or we could go higher. We could go one higher. Maybe some graffiti on the side could be cool as well. What originally inspired this whole city is Dying Light 2. Such a good game. I actually played it on stream originally and got so few viewers, to be completely honest. It was a long time ago, though. But I mean, I enjoyed the game a lot, and it's probably within my top 10 games of all time now. And I've played it again now, and the time I played it again, I did almost every quest and tried to level myself up to like maximum. It was super fun. Hey, welcome to Stream Exam, Joker. We're currently building a very thin house to fill out this one little spot in the city. It's an extremely thin house. This on there. All right. How did I do it over here? I just did the same thing. Okay. Wait, I just realized I did something so lazy here. I forgot that I just made it stripes of different materials all the way down. I was so lazy with building that. I must have been like at the end of stream after like 4 hours. I'm just like, whatever, we're just gonna slap this in here. It's been so long since I did that now. We love thin house. We love when the house is 1 meter wide with its interior. You get 3 square feet. That is all. Man, I really went for it there, huh? Just put some black concrete on the side. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna do this. And then do black concrete. To hide my crimes. Is it inset? I think it is, right? Yeah. So it's the same glass for both windows. Three square feet is less than a single block. Yeah, I meant like 3 feet on each side, and I just misspoke. Three feet to a side. So it'd be 9 square feet. Oh, I did this the other. It's going up by 1. Don't worry about it. The foundation will just be higher. I'm not fixing it. I'm just gonna make it part of the design. Honestly, that actually looks better, I think. So I'm fine with that. Happy accident. Now I can go and put in the windows. Actually, I want that in the middle there. Which means we're gonna have to switch around all the other ones to keep up the pattern. Do that, 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 that. Turning bugs into features with this one. Yeah, it's a feature. It's not a mistake, it's a feature. It's an unintended feature. This is a filler building, so I'm not as worried about it as some of the other ones. This is literally just to be an end cap for this side of the city. So I think what I'm gonna do up here is that kind of thing. We're just gonna have to bring this one back one farther, which is easy enough to do. What goes in the 2-meter wide dank alleyway? Dumpsters. Maybe like people selling crack. That's what I usually find in alleyways. If I find people selling crack in my alleyways, though, I tell them to get out of my territory. It's mine. You know, I do a little Breaking Bad. I have a life outside of streaming. Let's put these in here. These these bits of detailing that are really close to the other building. Though actually in real life this wouldn't be that close now that I think about it, because that's a meter. Man, life would be so much easier if I just used meters more. I try and use meters as much as I can, but like no one else I know uses meters over feet. Meters are just objectively better. I do wish we also had like some kind of base 10 system or base 100 system for time. I've been thinking about this recently. Like, what if we had a base 10 system of time? Or I'll make base 100. So 100 seconds is a minute, 100 minutes is an hour. But then that would be a lot of seconds. That would be the issue. Metric system is nicer, but imperial system is burned into my brain already. Yeah, that's kind of the issue. We just gotta teach people young the better system. I'll remove the excess in case I need to put something back here ever. Put that up there. This is the only level where we're gonna have extra windows. Oh wait, now I need to do these. Oh, I see where I got to that problem on the other one. Base 2 time system. That would just be a lot of different ones. You'd have, you know, 2 hours in a day, 2 minutes in an hour, 2 seconds in a minute. seconds would just be really long, or you'd have to just make more units. That would be wonderful, I'm sure. We're going the grain route with this one. Just don't look at it from this side. This isn't the side it's meant to be observed from, so don't observe it from this side. So meters here in Canada, we use Roblox stats. With that logic, 1 second would be the equivalent of 3 hours. Man, base 2 time system would be great. Canada always sounds like such a nice place to live. I feel like the only inconvenient thing would be like traveling most good vacation locations. Would just be so far. Especially because I like to go down to the Caribbean a lot. Most summers I head down there to go diving. And that would be so much longer than living in America. Because America, we like border the Caribbean. Actually, I'll do windows on this level as well. Put all the backing in. Ah, yes, building. I like how there's not even room in here. Canada is bordered by the US on both sides. I guess technically. Wait, I didn't mean to chop these holes. I don't need these holes. This isn't the problem. It's up above. Yeah, because I mean there's Alaska and the US, just the mainland, the motherland. Alright, so we put one right there, one right there, two right there. Right, next up is just the, I guess, the detailing. I don't need to do too much for this. Do a little bit of this. Go all the way across here. And then most of this level is going to be this. Makes such a funky sound when I place it. You go under here. There we go. Squeaky fungus. Yeah, it is a very squeaky fungus. Squungus. I don't know why that. Not my finest moment on stream that I made myself laugh by just saying squungus. Apparently that's where my sense of humor is at this point. Just the word squungus is enough to set it off. Might be time for me to be put down. Well, there's that. It's not too crazy. It's not even that run down. Oh, okay, I do see one little issue. That's fine, though. We'll figure it out. We put stone and tough up here in the past. Oh wait, no, it's cobblestone I've been using. Grab that instead. Actually, I think I'll be fine. That shows a little bit through. There. Why does Squungus sound like the name of a troll or goblin? I don't know. But that did give me an idea. Need some glink. Need this. Squungus was here. Now, I don't actually, I think it would be more interesting if I made multiple colors. So let me quickly just... All right. No, that's wrong. No. Okay, I don't trust that they're giving me the right symbol anymore. Give me this. There we go. And then I believe it's like D, like 6. Okay, the first one's wrong. I don't know why I put 8. That's not what I needed. Squungus was here. Bit of graffiti. Next up, why don't we put in a dumpster? Needs a moss growth, yeah. Or you know what? A fungal growth. Maybe both, actually. We could do both. Oh, it's not dark enough. There we go. Orbine's fungal infection from hell. I don't know if I want to go that far. Oh, I'll have to come back here in a second. Place this back. Maybe actually mycelium. You ate the moss. Your HP was mossed out. I'm guessing this is a reference I just don't get. This feels like Deltarune to me. Just has that vibe. Okay, that can be our dumpster. She will put a lid on it. And we'll get some pipes going. And maybe even a vent. Okay. Some of these. As well as one of these. Oh, this also should be a little bit scorched over here, huh? A little bit of this. That's good enough. We'll get a little bit of this. I think that's good. I mean, we could put maybe a little bit more graffiti back here. Maybe draw something real quick. I want to use dull colors though. Rain World. You're welcome, chat. Rain World. This one's a little bit further back, so maybe it retained a little bit of the graffiti color. Slug cat graffiti, exactly. Got Monk, Survivor, and Hunter. Is that a reference to Survivor and the Hunter and the Monk from Rain World? Yes, it is. Well, there's a significant chunk of the city done. I mean, it is 3/4 done. Actually, well, then I want to do my barricade and stuff over here, which is going to kind of bring it out of the area. Maybe by next time I'll move it up. Or maybe I could do that right now. I have a little bit of time left on stream. Yeah, I kind of finished a little earlier than I thought I would. So why don't we structure block. This should copy everything. Let's just get everything. City part. Let's see, let's go this one, city one. City one. 64. We want to shift it one up from where it is right now. Oh wait, actually I don't know if there's anything that goes that deep. There might be. Is there anything that goes into the ground at all? I don't think there is. Because that's at street level. No, I don't think there is. We'll find out pretty abruptly if there is. And let me just check for the sake of it that, okay, yeah, this is well within the top. Can you add firefly graffiti? Oh yeah, that'd be fun. You can rotate the sea from the bottom, I think. Yeah, it is going to glitch out though if I do that because it doesn't recognize some of the blocks I used. So it's a little confused because they're transparent. Also, this wall is like glitching out. I could add firefly graffiti though. We can do that before I fully move it. Let's find a good spot for that. That could be back here as well, to be honest. No, there's not enough room. This one might have to wait. I don't know where it would go. Oh, it could go over here. I could do something like this. And then what would be kind of cute is if I got fireflies and then actually put one back here. There you go. We can remove this now. We'll use that color scheme. Okay, city 1. I'm gonna save this. Copy that. Take this. We'll go like out here. Because I mean, this is pretty big. Okay, so we'll go actually further out. We go like 150, 400. And then we'll go up to 0. Then we'll like slash fill a block under me. Which I could just, if I go right here, I can slash fill. Grass. This will be a load block. No offset. And it knows it's really big. Okay, there was one block. That was a problem. We can fix that. There we go. Now I have room underneath it. Street level's like 2. Alright, so to finish that off, yeah, I'm gonna need like 4 structure blocks to be honest. I'm gonna have to figure out exactly where to place them too. Probably one right here. Whoa, what? That can go way higher. Okay. That's not what I want. Didn't know it could do that. So that gets that chunk of the city. I'm still not getting that side, but that's okay. We'll get that soon. Because we can go over there probably to get it. It'll be city 2. And just a reminder, let's copy this. That goes right there. Jealous of Bedrock structure blocks. Bedrock structure blocks are awesome. I've wanted to mess around with animations with them. Might do that at some point. Load. Oh, you want to see something really fun? Okay, no offset. Okay. Here's something fun. Oh, that glitches it out. Okay, we can't do it with animation because it breaks all the vines. That's fine. It just looks cool. Okay, yeah, we have to put it in normally now because all the vines got messed up. Load. All the vines make it this time. That looks right. Okay, it's almost transplanted. I should leave that there. It's fine. I'll come back and fix that one if I have to. Last one, I bet I could just pop down at this road. I've never seen that build animation before. You can do it by block too, and it's even cooler. I absolutely love the build animation. It's super fun. $64. We want no offset. This is City 3. Copy that. Now, with this bounding box, I believe that is, yeah, that is everything that isn't bound by everything else. Yeah, just barely enough for us to finish our city in the sky. And I think it's far enough away, it won't be a problem. So this will be the one we work on from now on. Load structure name. What does this mean now it's in the sky? It's not canonically in the sky. I'm gonna do place by block, but I'll fix it in a sec. It'll just be cooler if I do it like this. Offset needs to be 0. Putting it down block by block. But things are breaking, of course, because it's trying to build like half doors and stuff. I see Minecraft building mode or Minecraft story mode. I don't think Minecraft story mode was bad. That's like a hot take to some people. I think it was good. That's the true Minecraft movie as far as I'm concerned. All right, we're up here now. I love Minecraft Story Mode Season 1 at least. I still think Season 2 is okay. It wasn't crazy. I actually kind of like the bad guy. Minecraft Story Mode is cool as the Witherstorm, the man that voiced Ratatouille. I actually don't think the admin was that bad of a bad guy. And I mean, he has a real name too. You know, I don't want to spoil Minecraft Story Mode for anyone though. Yeah, as the buff snow golems. I actually think season 2 was as good or better than season 1. That might be a hot take, but I genuinely enjoyed it. Also, I pirated the game. And I can say that because they can't sue me. They went bankrupt, making their game not playable anymore. So I can just do that because there's no one who's going to come after me. They don't have lawyers. I had to. I mean, it was the only way to get it because I wanted to do something with it one time, and I haven't actually ever made the video I wanted to do with it. Yeah, I actually have like a zip file that's just the entire game, which is funny because that would have cost like $100. Romeo is such a cool villain. I just didn't like how they changed a bunch of previous characters. Yeah, that's fair. Romeo was actually just a really good bad guy. I think he was a good bad guy for Minecraft in general. Because, like, he kind of has that creative spirit, like, of Minecraft, but at the same time, he's very, like, misguided. He's accidentally driven away his friends, which is a great, like, parallel to the main character. Like, he's honestly really, like, a good parallel to Jesse for that storyline. I actually like that villain a lot. Maybe someday I'll actually play Minecraft story mode all the way through on stream. The accent's really good too. Yeah, his voice acting's great. Should I stream that sometime? Just sit down and like knock out the entire first game or something with chat. That would just be a fun stream. I don't know if it would get good views, but it would be fun. It would take forever though. I mean, what's the playthrough time? Let's see, Minecraft story mode. How long is Minecraft story mode? Oh my gosh. It's 12 and a half to 15 hours. I cannot do that in one stream. I'm sorry, I can't sit through 15 hours of Minecraft story mode. I played the entirety of season 1 a few weeks ago, but I haven't replayed season 2. I have only ever played chapter 1. Okay, I actually, you know what? I'm gonna spoil an idea I had for something. Minecraft story mode subathon, that actually could be kind of fire. I'll spoil an idea I had for a stream a while back, and I've actually I put together a team for this already. I'm guessing you guys may be familiar with the Sonic fandom, where essentially they just sat down with all the cutscenes and then dubbed over it. Well, I talked to some people about just doing that, but with Minecraft story mode. And I actually have fully recorded with no audio, all of the subtitles manually edited out, a version of Minecraft story mode, chapter 1, except I keep making deranged decisions because it would be funnier for the summary. And so I might do that at some point. So that may be something eventually. I miss my wife, Tails. I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot. I'll be back. He just walks away. I guess story mode real time fan dub. Yeah, that's essentially the plan. I had Kyra, Sensei Chicken, and Butter Pal was the squad I was gonna do that with. But I haven't talked to Butter Pal in a while, and Chicken's often busy, and so is Kyra. So, you know, I'll see how that works out. Or was it Butter Pal? Maybe it wasn't. No, it was Butter Pal. I think. I'll figure it out. It would be funny though. Anyway, I should probably wrap up stream because I've just been yapping. Well, the city's coming along. One more spot. Love to do that, but I still get improv. I would get stuck trying to think of what to say constantly. I have gotten luckily really good at improv from Dungeons and Dragons. Because as a DM, I have to voice like sometimes 5 characters or more in the same location all with distinct voices and personalities, and I constantly have to switch between them and decide what they do or say in any given moment. So I've gotten a lot better at that because trial by fire every 5 minutes definitely helps. I think we're gonna wrap up stream. I think next stream is gonna be Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. If you ever end up doing the sewers, could you do rivulet graffiti? Yeah, sure. I will. I might have to get reminded of that though, because I don't know when it will be. Because I know my next two streams are gonna be Rivulet then Celeste. So Tuesday is gonna be Rivulet Day again. And then the next day, which will be Thursday night, will be Rest of Celeste. So yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in a future stream. Bye everyone.